bet Tom's been caught jerking off to a created character from like Mortal Kombat or Soul Calibur or something.
Tom's the type of guy that get caught and then finish looking at you in the eye. He's like, that's actually helping.
Thank you for
Right.
getting me to completion. Now, what about Jake?
Jake, maybe, I don't know. I feel like Jake's the type of guy that'd be really smart about that and just dumb about everything else.
Yeah, right. I also feel like the time span of him doing it's only like 15 seconds. So, like, therefore, that'd be a very small window of him getting caught.
Right.
He's just like an in and out deal.
Yeah.
He just sees a statue. He
Like,
just sees
bro,
like a statue with boobs on it, and he's just like saving
go.
that for later.
It's like, man, this kid's cutting into my drinking time.
All right, so we got two left, Dylan and Talon.
Dylan, absolutely. He recorded it, though, and then sold it online.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Talon, honestly, yeah, I think he's the one that got caught.
You think he's the one?
Yeah,
See, I'm just glad I'm not the only one.
but he probably just did like a Talon scream, like
He
ah.
probably has a hilarious story about it.
Yeah.
You'll have to ask him next time you guys do an episode.
Oh, I'm gonna make him listen to it, even though he hates anime.
I mean, do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Whoa.
Boy, anime.
All right.
Somebody pass me a beer.
You are listening to And Now I Mention Everything, so buckle up.
You want to do it, Riley?
Oh, I
You're
thought you
reading
wanted
this
me
time.
to do it.
No, you're fine. You're reading it.
The whole thing?
The whole goddamn thing.
Oh, don't put that pressure on me.
Don't worry. I walked into my bedroom and saw my wife had a I saw my wife have a
I thought you were
book.
about to say butt plug.
No, well, she does, but no. But I walked in and there was a book and it said everything origami, and I thought it said everything orgasm, and I was like,
You were like, yes!
can't wait to jack off these fucking light bulbs.
Do you want me to do my announcer voice? For
Yeah,
this,
go ahead.
or- Okay. I think it'd be funny. Disclaimer, if you haven't seen the anime yet, we will be talking about the current anime up to Season 2. We might talk about where the new anime is heading with its new season coming sometime in 2024. We won't go into crazy depth about it much, but if you are currently watching it, we suggest finishing it and coming back at a later date. We will be talking about moments of the show we feel are worth talking about, and maybe you can relate to it with your own favorite moments of the show. If so, send us an email at minimusfortune@gmail.com or shoot us a message on Instagram at minimusfortunepodcast, all one word, about your favorite part of the episode. Now, on to the show. What's up, guys? It's Riley Wallen here with my fellow co-hosts, and we're about to introduce you to another segment of And Now I Mention Everything. As I said before, I'm with my co-hosts here, and they go by the names of...
Tyler Campbell.
And it's your boy Mason.
So today we'd like to touch light on a topic of something that's really pissed me off lately, and that's that Dragon Ball Kai is now on Hulu. And at first I was extremely fucking excited about it. I'm like, this is great. I'm like, I literally bought Funimation app just so I could be able to watch this. And now I don't have to pay for that anymore because it's on Hulu. So I started watching it last night. I'm like, okay, let me find where I'm at. I'm like, oh, holy shit, there is a lot less episodes. So then I found the episode I was on, started watching it, and then Gohan opened up his little bitch mouth. And he sounded like the worst version of Gohan I've ever heard in my fucking life. I was like, oh man, they were cheap on this show. Like, they don't even have all the same voice actors. Like, Frieza's different, Gohan's different. I'm pretty sure they used an actual black guy for Piccolo. Krillin sounded the same, and Goku sounded the same, and Vegeta.
Well, I'm glad they were, at least able to get those voices back.
Yeah, I was just like, that has to be Sean Schimmel, and that has to be what's his face? Who does Vegeta?
Chris.
Sabat.
Yeah, Sabat.
Chris Sabat. Yeah. So that is my bitch of the week.
Do you feel better? Because I woke up to an email with Riley bitching at me about how he can't believe that they put Kai on, and then immediately after, I can't believe what they did to Gohan and Frieza.
They did him a boy.
That's literally what I said. I'm like, my boy would go on. I'm like, he doesn't even. Instead of sounding like cool and kind of like raspy teenager, he just sounded like I don't know, fucking Pinocchio.
He
He
has the Shinji syndrome.
he sounded like a whiny little. He literally did sound like a whiny little bitch. I hate to say.
He is a bitch.
He is a bitch.
I had to tell him, like, he doesn't, like, get cool until the Cell saga, until it's Teen Gohan. Like, Frieza, Gohan, no matter what, is going to be a bitch no matter who does his voice. Like, he's just, Dad, why can't you be better?
I mean, pretty much, yeah. It just bothered me so much because I had waited so long to watch this because, as I've talked about in past episodes, I've been literally trying to, like, finish Dragon Ball Z so I could watch Super, and I keep getting sidetracked. Original Dragon Ball Z is too fucking long. There's too many filler episodes.
There's a lot. Snake Way alone
Yeah.
is like 10 episodes.
And I
it's
watched all of that, and I
unnecessary.
was just
It's
like, what?
unnecessary.
Like, just fucking fly there, Goku. Like, I don't
Can't at
know.
this point.
I know,
Can't fly.
but
But you need to understand how long it is.
you really have to
Long.
understand.
Akira Toriyama couldn't have made Snake Way any shorter.
Like, imagine if you ran on Snake Way for 10 weeks as a child.
Okay, now you're Goku, like
And he's like really fast.
way faster.
and he fucking cheated. He jumped in
kinda
the back
did.
of a truck and fell asleep.
Yeah, that's true. He did.
Fucking cheater.
So all in all, I was just really excited to see this. Like, I've been building up to this for years, and then like 2 minutes in, it gets killed for me. So I'm really conflicted now. Do I just watch the original series or do I just power through Kai?
So it depends on what kind of like detail you're looking for when it comes to that show. You can get kind of like how you did with Naruto, and you skipped all the filler shit. Well, you didn't.
I didn't.
but,
I
like,
watched all of it.
Yeah, there. I mean, if you want to, watch the good parts of Naruto Shippuden, there are websites that you can go to and
I know.
find all
I know.
all the bullshit. They do that for Dragon Ball Z, and I, as a child, watched every single episode because I, as a child, watched it on Toonami, and we know how that went. You get a new episode, and then it'd restart 4 different times before you got a new episode. So I can't really say if Kai is actually kind of worth it, honestly, in my opinion. Like, it gets to the Raditz fight after, like, episode 2.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a benefit
Instead of,
in
like,
itself.
15, 20 episodes later.
I mean, to be honest, if you're just trying to watch Super, just power through it.
Yeah, if you're just trying to get to Super, or you're trying to get to, like, just the understanding of Dragon Ball Z, Kai is, like, the way to go.
Definitely seems like the most time-friendly thing because
To be
time is not
honest,
something I have a lot of.
There's only like
lately.
a handful of like references that Super makes to Z, anyways. So it's not like you're missing a whole lot. So
I could see that.
I have an anime that I want to bitch about. It's going to be One Punch Man. One Punch Man for me, season 2, just didn't have enough Saitama, and I waited I want to say 3 years on season 2, and we finally got it, and it was just void.
a lot of people agree with that.
Yeah.
And plus, it just ended out of nowhere too.
Yeah,
They put
I
out
mean,
13 episodes, and then they were just like, okay, we're done.
we're done for a while, and I like how they're setting up this villain because he hasn't really come into contact with Saitama. There have been times where Garu's tried to attack Saitama, and Saitama just unknowingly swats him away, whether he's got Kai power or not. You can sense this ability of this dude coming at him, and he's like, "Oh, it sounds like a gnat," and just
He
smacks
does
him.
it twice, I think.
Yeah,
he does.
and it's never a full-on fight. And I think Garu by
I'm sorry, this is funny. Is
I was
never
gonna
a full-on
say,
fight?
is it ever a full-on fight with him?
Sorry, no, go ahead.
well, you got fights with Lord Boris and
No, I
the
get it.
Sea
That was
King.
pretty serious. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just it's setting up this villain for what's to come. So I am excited for season 3 because it seems like A lot's about to happen.
Well, while we're sitting here, we might as well base our whole episode on One Punch Man.
Ooh.
I mean, you know,
You think? Do we have enough info here?
I think we might. Yeah.
I think we got it.
Okay.
Yeah, we might have it covered.
3, 2, 1. Let's jam. Go.
That would be a good segue. So, let's talk about the first time I saw One Punch Man or heard about it. I want to say it was like 2014. I was working at Radio Shack, as not a lot of people do, besides Mason.
Yeah. All the great stories start with I was working at Radio Shack.
It was the highlight of my life.
Hey guys, remember that store that closed down?
Remember that company that went bankrupt twice? But I had a really cool coworker. Tyler actually knows him as well. And we talk about anime and stuff that we were watching at the time. And he brought up One Punch Man. I'm like, yeah, dude, I just can't stop seeing people talk about this on Facebook. Like, I don't get what's so good about it. And he's like, no, it's really good. Just watch it. So I went home and watched like 10 episodes solid. And I was just fucking hooked immediately. I loved everything about it. And then I'm pretty sure I told you to watch it, Tyler.
Yeah. So, what the hype was about was when I saw it was on Facebook, and it was the Genos fight with Saitama.
Okay, yeah.
And it was Genos saying, "Train me, master.
Fight
me."
Yeah.
And like Saitama's like very against it, and Genos is like, all right, well, I'm gonna go full power, and if you stop me, you stop me. If not, then I don't need to be trained by you. And I think that like really stomped the internet to see this weird main character cause this much damage, and everybody just accepts it because
Well,
what
that's
are you
like,
gonna
I was
do?
going to say, I think the cool thing about like this that I hadn't seen a lot in other animes is they do it in some of the other shows that they produce, but like it goes into like super ultra high detailed action, and then all of a sudden it's like he's 2D flat with no shading, you know
and he's got like
Yeah.
lines
It's
across
like,
his
he's just like-
face.
and then it's just
Yeah.
like his famous lines like, okay.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Just like, oh.
yeah,
Like just the most stale look on his face.
uninterested at all. Dude. Yeah, that's that's what I like about it. To
you
be
like
honest.
you
I
like
think it's
Saitama's
hilarious.
just like nonchalant. Yeah.
Like he's just not phased by anything.
He's so uninterested.
So to give a little bit of background here, and it feels kind of hard to explain this because I feel like there's not a lot of people out there in the anime world that don't know about One Punch Man. But One Punch Man is basically just about an ordinary guy named Saitama who commits to himself that he's going to basically be the strongest person in the world. So for 3 years straight, he does 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and then runs
10 kilometers.
10 kilometers every single day.
No AC in the summer, no heat during the winter.
But 10 kilometers is like 6 miles.
Yeah, it's insane. And he does this every single day for 3 years. And he literally becomes just the strongest being in the world.
And bald.
Unequivocally. And bald. He literally goes from like being like a normal looking anime guy who works at like an office or something to just a superhero.
Yeah. I think his first interaction with a monster, whenever he still has hair and he saves the little boy with the soccer ball, and he's at the park and he's fighting this giant crab thing, and he's like, you know what, why am I not strong?
Mm-hmm.
And he commits himself. It has got to be the laziest fucking writing I have ever seen when it comes to a main character. But honestly, the sheer fact of this anime is that it's a joke.
It really is.
Anime is a running joke.
That's kind
He's
of how the writer writes his content,
Exactly,
though.
because he's so dummy, stupid, strong that like it doesn't make it like no bounds to this man.
It's kind of relevant to like Mob Psycho in a way.
Man, I didn't want to bring it up because to be honest with you,
Well-
I kind of like Mob more, but like
I love
there's
Mob
very,
War.
it's the
Yeah.
same thing. It
But
literally
its
is.
story it has a basis around just a main character who doesn't really exactly look like he's taken seriously.
No,
Like, he just seems like a normal like wimpy guy, but he's literally like the most OP thing in
bro,
that
he's
universe.
he's wearing dish gloves as a superhero.
I mean, pretty much, and red booties and a yellow suit. It reminds me of like Jay and Silent Bob. Like, You and the fucking panty red booties. He's like, who the fuck are you talking about? And he looks down and he's like, oh, I am wearing panty red booties. Why in the fuck did you tell me that? There's certain superheroes you look at that you're like, oh, okay, Batman. Yeah, he's menacing. He's going to fucking destroy me. There's Superman. Yeah, same thing. But One Punch Man is literally just a guy who's bald and like a yellow suit,
No
red
expression
gloves,
on his
and red
face.
boots. No expression on his face.
And I think that's like a good premise of why like he does these heroic acts, like saves the city from a giant meteor, saves the world from an alien
Invasion.
invasion,
Mm-hmm.
and saves the world from seeking. It's just like it's these little tiny things that no hero in this world could stand up to. He comes in, he flattens them out, and they're like, oh, who's around? So we've got this guy in dish gloves, or we've got this dude who kind of looks like a badass with a baseball bat.
We've
give
also
him
got
all
this
the
guy that rides a bike.
We
and
can't give
has
him
full
any
armor on.
respect at all.
Real OG.
Moonman Rider.
Moonman Rider. Still my favorite hero.
All right, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's dive deep
Deep dive
into the deep dive.
into the deep end.
So, I want to give a little backstory on the show. To us, our protagonist Saitama is One Punch Man, but to many of the citizens he protects and saves within the show, he is known by his hero name as the Caped Baldy, which he totally is. That's right.
Mhm.
The show's plot is centered around Saitama being the most powerful being to exist in the realm of heroes and monsters. Saitama, among other heroes, faces world-ending monsters that are ranked by severity: wolf, tiger, demon, dragon, and god.
When it comes to the heroes and the hero society, they're ranked from I think
I want to say D to A, or D to S.
S
I thought
is
C was the lowest because he started in the lowest one.
maybe C.
I'm pretty sure it's
I think
C
it's
to
C.
S.
And then he like climbs the ranks. So all the serious, I want to say serious with S,
Right.
has to be
Super
yeah,
serious?
super
Double
serial?
S, is that what that means? Super serious?
So the S class are the only heroes that honestly really matter in the show. A kind of has their shining moments. They've got like Metal Bat and
I'll say S and A seem like superhuman, but like B and C are more just like maybe like strong normal people kind of.
S
You know,
seems
like-
more like demigod type
They're like-
heroes.
yeah, they're not
like
human
Green
human.
Tornado, is that her name?
Yeah.
It's just Tornado. Yeah.
Just Tornado. She's fucking OP as shit.
yeah, and then I mean, well, they haven't even introduced the first hero yet, number 1, and we will be talking about him at the very end,
No.
which I'm super excited to talk about because his powers are insane. And you're right, the superhumans, because you got like Metal Knight, you've got Tornado, you've got Wolf Boy, Dog Boy, Dog
That's the
Hound.
guy that talks.
Doghound.
Yeah, Doghound.
Oh yeah, I know
Shout
who
out
you're
to him
talking
beating
about.
Up, the dude.
Garu?
He's actually my
yeah.
favorite
He's
hero.
awesome.
You've got like who else? Genos. Genos is in S.
He's like an android.
Yeah, which is
so, I
funny.
mean, they've
Cyborg,
got.
I don't know. Whatever.
They're like the heroes that actually take care of the real problems, while like D, C, B just take care of like everyday city problems. Pretty much, like someone stole a lady's purse, go send a D after him.
Yeah. So you mentioned the rankings too. So what is it?
Wolf.
It was, yeah.
Wolf. So that's basically, I think, potential to cause harm to someone.
Yes.
Mhm.
And then the
Yeah.
next one was demon.
No,
Tiger.
Tiger.
Tiger. And Tiger it can potentially be a threat to the city.
Yes.
And then after that, it's threat to multiple cities.
Demon.
Yeah.
And then it's threat to the entire civilization,
God
to
would
the,
be-
to the continent.
continent,
And then God would be
civilization.
civilization.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's nuts,
Yeah.
nuts. And in this show, you actually see a couple God characters step in, and it's, whoo.
So season 1 doesn't waste any time with Saitama becoming too powerful. Like literally, like I said, it's in the first few episodes. He quickly becomes too powerful and starts causing him to lose any sense of thrill in battle, solely from the fact that he defeats almost every monster he encounters using a single punch, with names like Normal Punch, Karate Chop, or Kinda Serious Punch. So, and also like when he starts adding serious
Yeah.
to the punches, it's like
It's
there's
real.
no fucking chance. There's no fucking chance.
punches.
Now you're probably wondering, how did this man get so strong? Well, as we talked about earlier, he did 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day with no AC in the summer and no heat during the winter. Like, he was literally putting his body through it. And that kind of reminds me of, like, Netero from Hunter x Hunter. You know what I mean? How he spends, like, 10 years in that field.
Perfecting a punch.
Just one punch.
Yeah,
One
but
punch.
you're like, that's real training.
That is, like, that's serious commitment.
Saitama's is not.
It was a
too
year
difficult,
at
honestly.
max.
Well, yeah. I mean, no AC. That's pretty difficult, dude,
I grew
honestly.
up with that. Fuck, am I a superhero now?
I did, too.
I would pay so much money to see the three of us like try to do this at least once a week.
I would get, like, 3 weeks in and be like, I'm done.
Yo, can we just like split it between us? Can we do
Right.
like 33 push-ups?
You do it
and
this
30
day.
We
sit-ups?
might be able to have to do that.
I'll walk 3 miles at the gym.
I mean,
promise you,
that's
I don't
more
know
than I
if
do
can
now.
Even 50 push-ups.
Not
I bet
in a
by
row.
like I bet like 30, 35.
I think I
I'd
can
be
top
done.
out at, like, 12.
I can do like 5 every hour.
Yeah. I'd start out at 12 and then work my way up and see. And I'd be like, I'm not doing a push-up for a year. Like, that's too much.
But no, that's the joke about it. People even actually make fun of him when they tell him that too. When he tells people that, they like make fun of him. They're like, "No way, we don't believe you." Yeah.
There are people in real life who have tried to duplicate his workout regimen. I've seen one guy on YouTube who did it for like 3 months, and he's like, "Yeah, I got shredded. Like, I lost like 15 pounds. And
It's possible. It's a good
insane.
regimen. It's just like not to the level of him being.
Not to the
God-like,
level of
though.
him. Yeah, you're not gonna turn
we're
into
not
a god or
Superman
anything.
Plus 10,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you're not going to be able to punch a meteor to death. To death.
Was it alive?
Was it alive?
sentient.
Is anything alive? So here's the thing about this anime with all of its charm. Saitama isn't this peak figure of what the normal strong guy looks or acts like, nor is he no shining example of what the average superhero is. He's pretty lazy and has a nonchalant attitude with just about everything, unless it's a bargain sale on Saturdays.
That is literally my favorite thing about him, dude.
When
And
he's
that's-
fighting
Yeah.
Carno.
The bug guy.
Yeah.
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 When he's fighting the bug.
Kabuto
and-
or something
yeah,
like that?
it's Carno
Kabuto.
Kabuto.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah. When he's doing that fight and he realizes what day it is and he does the math in his
Yeah.
head, he said if yesterday was Friday and tomorrow is Sunday, then today is Saturday, and that is the last day of this bargain,
sale.
and blast his enemy into a million pieces.
And it just takes
He's gonna
off.
be late.
Dude, after
gonna
I saw
say.
that, I was like, all right, I love this anime.
I love that they played on that, like,
Yeah.
within multiple episodes too. So his fights usually consist of him being late to the fight, intense dramatics stuff, and basically he's not really displaying like serious emotions in serious moments. It's really over the top. Like, they play on like how much he doesn't care about what's going on. Like, it's just inconvenient to him.
He's got to be there, and he's got to be a hero.
Honestly, like, the real saving grace of this show is just how intense the action is when it happens.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure it's made by Mappa Studios,
Yep.
I want to say. And, you know, their track record just proves to show that, like,
They're really good at making these dull ass characters and then just like turning them up to 11 and making them so OP it's not even funny.
So, real quick, I do want to mention some of the other heroes in the show that we kind of talked about earlier. Moomin Rider, personal favorite, Puri Puri, Prisoner, Metal Bat, and returning villains Speedo, Sonic Sound, and even Genos has his moments. Now, Genos is basically like
oh God,
the
here we
second
go.
protagonist of this show.
Here we fucking go.
Yeah, I know. Tyler doesn't like the fact that I think Genos is probably one of the greatest heroes in that show.
He's
but-
cool. Okay, so like he's the Vegeta of.
Well, what are you trying to say about Vegeta? We have a statue of him in here.
Yeah, that's great. Doesn't mean he hasn't gotten his ass kicked in every single fight. Like we watch the new Gohan, the Dragon Ball superhero.
Yeah, he finally beat Goku.
He
Spoiler.
finally. How old are we?
I don't want to talk about that right now.
22.
Damn near 30 years. I've been watching this since I was in that cult, so I want to say like at least a good like 15 years of Dragon Ball Z, and I haven't seen Vegeta win not one fight.
No, but
Yeah,
he
but-
always goes out like a
I
boss.
was gonna say, every single fight he's been in, he's done his fucking.
I was
best.
gonna say he's definitely done damage too, just like Genos. And one of these days, he's gonna beat Saitama.
Necessary.
It's funny, Genos, like you would assume, like he's more deserving of like the power. You
Oh,
know?
He
yeah.
kind of is, and that's what they play on
He
that in the
tries.
show is because like
Yeah.
Genos, he's always trying harder to be better, where Saitama's really
Constantly.
not. And
Constantly.
Saitama is just like, inadvertently stronger than him.
Like-
There's no getting around it.
Yeah.
So the cool part about Genos is the scientist behind him. So anytime he gets a piece of an enemy that's metal that he appreciates, he throws it in his
I think
body.
he upgrades
Yeah.
2 or 3 times. I
Three
think.
times.
He does
So far.
in the anime.
Yeah.
And I wanted to mention something too about the Dr. Scientist guy. 100% is a throwback to the creator of the Death Scythe Gundam. He has the same haircut, and the
100%.
same nose, and everything.
Really?
Yep.
Looks just like him. Yeah,
That's awesome.
Just like him.
So it's just like Genos is he is the action of the show because you have a show about a man who can kill people in one punch.
And how is that supposed to be action? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you
Exactly.
supposed to make fights and action with that?
He just shows up
All
and
the
he's
actions
like,
with
"Ugh."
everybody else, all the other 20
Yeah.
heroes, you know,
Yeah.
all the
And that's what I
villains.
like about it, though, is you really get to see like the limits of some of these characters that can get pushed.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a lot
Plenty
of
of
them,
fights in those shows that express those moments.
a lot of them do not go down in one punch. When it comes to the other heroes, they show what they've got. Like the metal bat, the samurai,
Yo, that metal
the
bat
fighter,
one. Oh.
the fighter.
Metal Bat's a G.
Between the three of those, when they're fighting underneath the alien ship,
Yeah.
that is some great.
They were getting the
animation.
marbles.
Yeah.
Mhm. I really like Metal Bat's fight with Garu or whatever.
Yeah, he definitely
He was
like
gonna,
almost
he
brought
was
him
gonna
to
beat
it.
his ass. And
He
then
was.
his daughter showed up.
Yeah.
Or, not his daughter, his sister. His
Yeah, his
sister was
sister
like,
showed
"Don't
up.
do this," and he was just like, "Okay, I got somewhere else to be."
Yep. See ya.
Like, man,
He's S, right?
I-
Metal Bat.
yeah.
Metal Bat's S.
I was gonna say he's
I
one of
know
the
he's
higher
top
ranks.
20.
Yeah.
he
Hit his-
Fucking
ridiculous, dude.
he has the Saiyan gene where the more he gets beat up, the more
The stronger he comes.
stronger he
and like
gets,
what's
yeah.
crazy is he has been in every season so far, and he gets his ass whooped. But even if he's in the hospital, he like straight up just fucking leaves like Puri prisoner.
Yeah.
And they fucking leave and they come back and they go to the fight. It doesn't even matter like how fucked up they are. They go in there, they give it their all. They have some great fights between them, like especially with the Sea King. Like when Puri prisoner shows up and tries to fight the Sea King.
In the angel form.
Yeah, in angel form, which is completely nude.
With wings.
Wig.
Quality moment.
So Sea King's fight with Genos. So I don't give Genos very much props. There are a couple times in the show where Genos shows his ass, and it definitely is noticed. Like with his fight with the Sea King, he's already taken out all these A and B heroes. Genos shows up and he's like, all right, Saitama's not here. I don't know where he is. He's on the back of Moomin Rider's pegs. But like, yeah, but like Genos is like, he's hanging in. He's ready to go. He's doing this fight. He's giving it his all. He's breaking apart. And he's to the point of self-destruction in almost every single fight, dude. He is ready to blow himself up for the cause. And then Saitama shows up. And that's when the fucking... pretty much it comes to an end.
Basically, yeah. But that's why I like the guy so much. Like, he honestly just shows so much heart and courage towards the cause.
Is
like,
that what it is?
he will bring himself to that moment just to fight the
I'll say one of the
measliest.
very first fights you see him, and he's fighting the Mosquito Queen, and right before he's about to die, he's gonna self-destruct and
Yeah,
kill
every time.
himself.
Every
But then
time.
Saitama comes in and says, "Bitch slaps her."
Yeah. I really like the fact that Genos is Saitama's unrecognized, underappreciated, looks like he sings K-pop cyborg apprentice. Like the
Apprentice,
entire
He
time.
is, though. But he's
The-
doing that willingly, too. Like, he
The
sees how
entire
powerful Saitama is, and he's
Yeah.
just like, I want to be as good as you one day.
But I think it's funny because like he moves in with them, and then whenever they're out anywhere, everybody's like, "Oh, Genos, you're here!" And then Saitama's there, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And they're like, "He's like, Master, we need you."
Yeah,
Pretty
dude.
much, yeah.
Like, why are you talking to him like
Yeah,
that?
That's just some guy. That's like a C rank hero, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That's one of the best parts about Saitama is he doesn't get like any recognition for
No.
anything.
That's
Like
kind
Not
of all
until
he
later
wants
on.
in the beginning. That's
Yeah.
all he wants.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
doesn't understand why people don't like recognize him, and they're like, dude, you need to like start drama
Yeah.
and like fuck with the tank top troops.
Yeah, well, that was because that episode, all the villains were bald, and he got mad because it was making bald people look bad.
Yeah.
And then when he went out to fight him, everybody thought he was one of the bad guys.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the Tank Top brothers started fighting him.
Yeah, they're like, "You're bald."
And they're just like, we don't stand a fucking chance. Like, there's no way.
Yeah.
The tank top army.
Yeah.
Fucking
So-
love them.
A lot of the action-filled fights are mostly done by the other heroes, basically throwing themselves at whatever issue it is until it's been fixed or until Saitama shows up to save the day. Though, I've got to say, watching everyone go 100% just to lose, followed up by Saitama walking in and saving the day, always leaves you feeling satisfied. It's even better when you find out later on in the next episode that other heroes are getting the credit for saving the day. A good example of this is during his last Dragon Ball Z level fight of the season fighting Lord Boros. Now, Lord Boros, holy fuck. Now, going into the first season, like, you know, you see the introduction of Saitama, you see him start to make alliances with people, you kind of start to see him like prove himself.
Actually become a hero in the association.
Yes, he becomes
Moving up
like
ranks.
a ranked hero,
Mhm.
and then he goes to fight Lord Boros.
And you've
And
got
that fight-
all the heroes there.
He did. But overall, like, that fight was like the finale of fucking action and just cinematography that went into all of that. Like, it was apex for the
Oh,
time.
you mean like their entire budget went to that one
Yeah,
fight?
right. Like, they put
100%.
$500,000 into that one episode.
And it wasn't just one punch. Like,
No,
it wasn't
he got-
just like...
Yeah.
He got hit 2 or 3 times
Yeah.
before he was done.
Yeah, he got hit twice, actually.
Yeah, with,
Yeah,
the
he had to
with
punch him
serious
twice.
level punches.
But just all of like the dodging and the action and like the level that like of creativity and like animation they put into Lord Boros like doing attacks against him was fucking insane. Like, you got to see him start off as like a base level, what was it, demon? What's right before God?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
No,
he
dragon.
dragon, yeah, and then he evolved into a god level enemy.
Yeah.
Like, it was just fucking nuts.
I don't know why, but for some reason it reminded me of Gurren Lagann. Just like his character design.
I think
Kind
it was
of,
the
yeah.
Ship, I think it was
Yeah.
the ship. It was
Yeah.
like the ship itself, like
It's
kind of
just
gave
like
up.
the whole theme of it.
Yeah. Definitely didn't expect like the last boss to be a alien coming over to take over the world with
Yeah.
an army of other aliens, and it actually causing a problem for S-class heroes. And that's when Saitama steps in and blasts through his ship and starts just absolutely fucking everything up, like almost unintentionally.
Yeah.
And he finds Lord Boros. Lord Boros goes his full form, and it's one hell of a fight, man. When Riley
is.
pitched this show to me, this is another Riley recommendation. We've already talked about that at the
Riley
beginning.
recommendation.
They shouldn't.
Set up for the new show.
We should.
Yes, sir.
Riley's recommendations.
And he's just sitting there in a chair, and he's like, "Why haven't you watched this anime?"
Just berates
Dude.
you.
I need to have like a Hugh Hefner like Playboy robe.
Smoking jacket. Yeah.
I need to have like the corn or like a wooden pipe like made out of like balsa wood or something.
the most endangered
slick-
tree there is.
The slick back comb
California
over
red tree, let's go.
haircut. Yeah. Yeah, it has to be the most endangered tree in the world
No,
that
it's
the
made
pipes
of ivory.
Yeah. It's made out of a rhino horn or like an elephant tusk,
Narwhal horn.
a unicorn horn.
most rarest of horns.
As I pack my weed into it. And here are my recommendations for the week.
like puff out. It's a
I
rainbow.
recommend you eat a full balanced breakfast and go to work on time and get a full 8 hours of sleep every night.
And then when you watch this anime, I want you to eat a big bag of dicks.
Because it sucks. I'm just kidding. Anyway, yeah, that was Lord Boros fight for me. Like, I had gone through the steps. I'd watched like the whole, I want to say 13 or 14 episodes for the first season, and then those last 3 episodes with that arc just captivated me. I was just like, holy fuck, I am sold now. Like, I'm here for it. Like, this is, I hate to say it, Naruto level, like, love interest for an anime for me. Like, I'm definitely gonna, like, covet this and like stay with it, and basically like I want more of this. Like, I want it to keep going. I want to see where it evolves type thing.
So that's honestly what sold it to me, was whenever you sat me down, you're like, all right, so here's this fight with Genos and Saitama does a punch towards Genos, doesn't even connect with them, and it shows this tunnel of damage behind him in the mountains. and then the scenery behind him.
And then Saitama skips away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, man, you ready to go?
La,
like,
la, la, la,
go
la.
to the store or something?
Yeah.
And it leaves your jaw like to the floor. But like honestly, it wasn't so much that video because I really couldn't get behind Saitama himself whenever I first saw him because of his just plain flatness. It was Riley sitting me down going, hey, you should check out this fight because it's got some essence of Dragon Ball Z in it. And it's something that when you watch, you see just exactly what this anime can do. You've got a villain where Saitama can actually hit him more than once and he's not immediately dead. It's groundbreaking, honestly.
It really is. Like I said earlier, like it broke the internet with it coming out enough to where I hate to sound pretentious, or I was like, all right, fine, I'll watch this, you know. But, you know, like you said earlier, like the thing that sucked about it was we had to wait like what, three years
like
for the
3
second
years.
season to come out.
And then we've waited just as long for
And then the second season was just like such a, not really a disappointment, but like you didn't really get to see as much action and as much story building with Saitama as you did in the first season.
it mostly focused on A, B, and kind of S ranked heroes.
Mm-hmm.
And Saitama more or less becomes that in the middle of the season. And Garu at this point in time doesn't know who that character is.
Well, Saitama was also like for half the season off doing like something separate than the rest of the heroes.
Yeah.
Pretty much,
he's not
yeah.
doing hero
He
stuff.
enters that tournament,
Yeah.
which that arc, one of my favorite anime moments is him going to fight, what's his name? He's like an S rank hero. He kind of looks like Demon Form Yusuke,
Yeah.
but he's got like black and blue hair, kind of.
He's a fighter.
Yeah.
He's a martial artist.
Yeah, but I want to say, like, during that fight, like, him and Saitama start, you know, the fight starts, and, like, one of the first strikes he throws at Saitama, like, nearly knocks him, like, almost to the end of the stage.
But he doesn't like really.
He doesn't even get phased by it. Like, he literally, like, the guy hits him and he just does this. Like, he just throws his arm up and blocks it, and it just flies.
Oh, like the fighter guy with the long hair that just wants to do it for fame and women.
yeah.
That guy.
I
don't
can't
know
think of his name right now.
It was the very last fight.
Yeah.
But he's one of the
too.
top tier heroes in the universe.
He's
but
not a hero.
He's not
he
a hero.
talks shit about heroes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And then Saitama gets pissed off
Yeah, and that's why he, like, fucking mollywops him.
after his wig flies off.
Yeah.
Hey, a dumb like coon skin.
I don't want to
like-
go into that too much, but yeah, the wig thing, when y'all see it, it's hilarious.
It is funny because
It's like half the season.
Because it's funny too, because like he doesn't want people to know who he is, so he can be taken more seriously as like a professional fighter. I think that's like what makes it really funny. So the whole time,
Well-
like he's just under this alias as I forget his name too.
It was a
calls him-
hero
it was
that
a different hero, yeah.
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 Mhm.
that he saved during a fight, and the hero was like, "Just use my name," and he's like, "How do you do karate?" Like, I want to learn karate.
Yeah.
Well, just to sum it all up, I think it's really funny because like he was like, "Yeah, martial arts," and he's like, "What's martial arts?" He's like, "You don't know?" He's like, "You're a hero and you don't know martial arts," and then he goes through this whole like martial arts tournament, gets to the very end, and like he like realizes he's like, "You know what? I finally know what martial arts is. It's just moving in really cool ways and randomly attacking your enemy." And then like right
Pretty
after that, like
much.
he dodges an attack and hits him with his butt, like knocks him out. Like, oh yeah, Saitama, you're still dumb.
Pretty much.
Still
yeah.
love you, though.
So with the conclusion of season 1, you know, season 2 starts, and it doesn't exactly start on like the highest of notes. Eventually in season 2, Saitama is seen for his action and is quickly given the status of A-class rank 39, which to him is kind of an insult. And this is where he
Yeah.
currently sits at in the anime. During the season, he has a fight with a demon class centipede. We meet the season's main villain and antagonist, Garu. So Garu is basically the antagonist for the rest of the series, as far as I know.
Yes, for
Um,
season 2 and season 3,
the hero
Yeah.
hunter. or
he's
something
the
like
hero.
He's
yes,
the hero hunter.
He's the hero hunter.
He's the bad egg, basically. And then King, a sham of a hero. King is ranked S class.
Shout out to King.
Right.
Shout out
7.
to King.
Let's go.
The hero's hero, or better known as the strongest man on earth, a hero with no powers and a happenstance product of right time, right place. Fubuki, also known as Blizzard of Hell, and ranked B class rank 1. She is the sister of S class rank 2 hero Tornado, one of my personal favorites. She is the sister of S class rank 2 hero Tornado of Terror Tatsumaki, which both have Esper powers and are known as the Psychic Sisters. And of course, we still have our suicidal cyborg, Genos. The main villain, as mentioned before, is the hero hunter known as Garou. Garou was a disciple of the martial arts masters Bang and Bong, and was later kicked out for a rampage over monsters and his love for them. Garou later dedicates his life to hunting heroes and has fought 12 back-to-back fights with nearly no rest in between. So that is basically what the second season is centered around. Is you have Garou's arc, you have King's arc, and you kind of have Saitama's arc all at the same time.
So, and like while he's doing all of this, he's gaining followers. So you've got King, you've got Genos. King like literally just plays games with Saitama, video games.
Yeah,
I love it.
So Saitama shows up to save King during a fight, and Saitama becomes interested in him because at the time he's the number one hero.
Yep.
And they develop like this kinship between each other, and like they basically like it's kind of like a duality because it's like Saitama is like the best person at fighting monsters in real life, but King is like the most OP fighting game player of all time.
He's just he's really good at video games, dude. He
Like,
just whoops Saitama.
Literally, I remember the episode where like they're playing like that, like I don't know, like chibi, like chick fighting game. You can basically compare it to like what the hell is that name? Like Chainsaw Girls or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of it right now, but like they're playing that, and Saitama has like a whole life, and he's like, all right, I'm finally going to bring it in. Like, I'm going to beat you. And then, like, a second later, it's just like, King wins.
Yeah.
Well, and, like, you discover, like, after, like, Saitama meets King and everything, King comes clean about the fact that he's just a normal guy.
Yeah, he's
Saitama
literally
keeps
like,
a
I'm not
secret.
powerful.
And another thing with that, like Tyler said, the happenstance with King was he was always at the right place at the wrong time, so he'd, like, be alive after, like,
Everybody was dead.
After a demon was killed, right? And then it goes to show that, like, the person that saved King every single time was Saitama. And, like, he realized that, like, later in life. And
Yeah.
that's why they became homies.
He would
Yeah,
always
because
be the
every
last
time-
guy there, and then like everybody would show up and be like, "It's him!
It's
He
him!"
saved us!"
And it was actually Saitama, and he'd already left.
Right.
So it comes like full circle into why Saitama never got any kind of credit whenever it came to
Yeah.
like these kinds of fights.
Yeah, it all plays into it. It's like they're
It's
meant
cool,
to like
yeah.
meet each other because they're constantly like helping each other in some way.
I'm genuinely excited about Saitama's new crew with this karate master now involved because like Saitama said no at the end of the episode. He was like, "Can I follow you?" And he just laughed and said no, but like anytime Saitama says no, it normally means that they're gonna follow you regardless of what you have to say.
He's kind of like a cult leader.
I kind
in a
of love it,
sense.
dude. He just has this like band of like random ass heroes that are just at his beck and call, but he doesn't fucking need them.
No, he doesn't. He's just like very like he's very like just lackadaisical about it. He's just like, oh, okay, I mean, if you want to.
Yeah, fuck it, I don't care.
But overall, I think season 2, it was good. I give it like a 7 out of 10.
That's generous.
I think it is because you see a lot of cool things happen. You see a lot of development in a lot of other elements of the show. You see the monsters develop. You see Saitama kind of develop. You see the King and Saitama arc develop. You see Garou develop, which I think, him alone is just one of the most important parts of that season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they're definitely just foreshadowing for, his uprising.
Absolutely. And Cosmic Garou is hands down one of the scariest beings that Saitama has fought at this current time. I mean, in the manga itself, he fucking takes everybody out. I mean, it's nuts.
There is also one monster I do want to see that they premiered in season 2, and I still don't know his name.
King of the Demons?
King of the Demons. He sat on the
Yes.
throne.
Yes.
The guy.
That guy. That's who I want to see in action.
I'm going to roll the dice, my 12D right here, and I'm going to go ahead and assume that he's going to kill him in at least one punch.
I
At
would
least
think
one.
so, but I just want to see some of the action that they've displayed with other OP villains in the past episodes. Like, that's all I want out of it. Like, I don't care if the guy fucking dies. I really don't. Like, he's
No.
probably gonna get overthrown or something, but I want to see it go down. So I think it's about time we actually get into the history of the show too.
History of the manga and the anime, baby. In 2009, One Punch Man became a webcomic published by a mysterious mangaka known as One. The comedic writing and casual art style gave the series a certain charm that attracted a small fan base across Japan. In 2011, the fan base expanded to readers all over the world and grew audience who were eager for new updates. Of 2012, the webcomic had 7.9 million hits.
Holy cow.
Million billion.
Despite the popularity of the webcam, One continued to update inconsistently. The same year, longtime fan of the professional manga arts, Yusuke Murata, approached One asking if he could redraw the series and submit the publish in weekly Young Jump spin-off manga website, Young Jump Webcomics.
Murata explained that because he wanted to treat this manga as a special art project, the updates would be ready only when he was satisfied with the quality. Yusuke Murata, age 33, added a brand new layer to the webcomic. His ability to display motion on paper combined with the mind-blowing 2-page spreads took the series to the next level. One and Murata became fast friends after working on the first few chapters together, and even published several doujinshi for Comiket. At the same time, One's other manga, Mob Psycho 100,
Boom,
which
came
we
back.
talked about
Came back,
earlier,
bitches.
it circles back, was picked up by Weekly Shonen Sunday, further limiting his time to work on One Punch Man. Initially, with this led to Murata's version in hopes of more frequent updates. Unfortunately, this was not the case. Murata had begun to deviate from drawing reproductions of the original pages to include flipbook-like chapters, which did not add to the plot, but instead focused on a single action scene. While stunning to look at, the spreads extended to the length of time it took to release plot-relevant chapters, which AKA is known as filler.
Fillers.
After 2 years of speculation, the anime adaptation was finally confirmed in early 2015. One and Murata handpicked the animation team, choosing a mix between novice and more experienced animators from Madhouse Studios. The amount of excitement the animators had for the series played a major role in the selection of team members, and it was joked that during development, animators often fought over which scenes they wanted to work on. Murata himself helped with keyframing as he had begun taking a few jobs in the animation industry, and One assisted with character design and story direction. With these two talented artists working on the series, it's not a surprise that it packs a punch that everyone seems to be feeling. Some other notable animes tied to Madhouse Studios are Overlord, Parasite, which is amazing, the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter, Death Note, Claymore, and Mob Psycho 100.
Mason just got the biggest chubby ever.
He definitely did.
Shout out to Overlord as well. Shout out to all.
I was gonna say, I think
Like,
Mason's watched all of those in that list.
love
I
them all.
I haven't watched Overlord and I haven't watched Claymore yet, but I've been wanting to for years. I'm gonna get to that at some point.
Mob Psycho is fantastic. Claymore I haven't watched. Death Note I've seen the Jesus out of. The 2011 series of Hunter x Hunter, fantastic. Parasite, so good.
Love Parasite.
cool.
I
Parasite
actually
is so good.
somebody came up to me at work the other day and was just like, "Have you watched Parasite yet?" And I was just like, "Yeah, I loved it." But the one scene from that show that bothers me is when the hand tries to fuck the main character.
Yeah.
Like, that was really weird.
I don't remember that.
He was, I don't know, it was just like a segment of an episode where, like, I feel like the main character was trying to jerk off or something, and the hand was like, "Well, I can help you."
Anichi, I can help you.
It was something weird like that, because
Luigi,
they
or
had
whatever
this
the hell his
weird,
name
like,
was.
relationship going on the whole time. But all by far, they're fantastic animes. As of the date of this recording, there are a total of 27 volumes, 24 episodes, 2 seasons, and 1 game on the PS4 for One Punch Man, which I've really been wanting to play.
I haven't even seen anything about
I've
it.
seen reviews on it.
I've seen
I just
gameplay
picture
and
like
reviews.
a Dynasty Warrior game.
It's
and
like
he
your
just runs around and
typical.
just-
It's like your typical anime video game. I hate to say it. Like, some are good, some are not. It honestly depends on how, like, devoted you are to the series if you play through it or
So
not.
the cool thing about the One Punch Man game is if you play with anybody other than Saitama, it's like a normal fighting game. But if you play with Saitama, if the other person doesn't kill Saitama before a certain time limit, he gets like his ultimate one punch and you lose instantly. That's the caveat of it.
He has to build up to it. He's
he
like
builds up
dodge
to
the
it.
whole time.
Yeah, and then if
Builds
you
up a meter.
dead.
Like it doesn't matter where you are on the
No,
screen, you're just dead.
It just kills you instantly.
It's just auto kill.
Yeah.
So you probably can't use him online or anything, right? He's banned.
Probably not in ranked.
He's
yet, I
banned
don't
just
know.
like Pot of Greed and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Banned.
Also banned.
Also banned. Monster Reborn, also banned in 2004. So now, Season 3, we can't really speak towards due to it not being released. They did announce it.
Yeah.
It is in development.
2024 is when it's planned to be
Yes,
released.
it's going to be coming out soon. I will say here at the podcast, we can't be the only ones ready to meet the number one hero, Blast, which I know nothing about.
Blast. So
And see
he's got
Cosmic
a- he's got
Aura and Saitama go at it.
he's got a dumb ass outfit. He kind of looks like you know that Spy Kids movie where they're
Which
wearing
one?
like the bulky armor and they're in the video
Oh,
game.
the third one?
Yeah.
The one that everybody's been memeing?
Yeah. Yeah, no, so it's kind of like that. So Blast's power is he's got gravity manipulation and super strength. He is the number one hero. He's able to hold these cubes on his finger that weigh basically the amount of a world, and Saitama is able to pick them up with no problem.
So I'm
Holy
assuming
cow.
you're getting that from the manga.
I'm getting that from the manga.
Yeah. Okay.
Took me a second, but I got it.
So I kind of like that though, because I almost want to say like I don't know why we haven't seen this guy yet in the past 2 seasons, but the fact that
He's been busy trying to find these cubes. He's been trying to
Okay.
find these cubes that can save the world. So that's been his
Okay.
interdimensional dream. I don't know.
I'm almost speechless about that because it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so basically the picture that I've seen, he's basically swirling one of these cubes on his finger. One of the S-class heroes tries to hold one of these cubes and it crushes his hand until Saitama comes up and picks it up, and that's just pretty much the end of the cube theory, because
Alright.
Blast sees it and he's like, okay, what the fuck, because this all is relevant towards Cosmic Garu, which we don't know much
Right.
about.
Okay.
I was kind of picking up on that. you
Yeah,
know, just
Cosmic
based
Garu. He's basically the outline of Garu, but he's black with white stripes and stars on his body. Almost has no features whatsoever. It's just his outline.
Yeah, he just looks like basically like a NASA image of like space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I've seen stills of it before from the manga.
And I'm genuinely excited for where this anime is going to go. I've seen videos of the manga, like pretty much how like YouTube, there's like somebody that's like reading the story and you're seeing the images of what's going on. That's how I caught up with everything, because I wanted to know, because it's been so goddamn long.
It's been
since-
so long. It's been like 2019.
Yeah,
It's been
since-
4 years.
since we've gotten a season, and they're just
Yeah.
now working on it.
And it's hard for, us guys, well, myself not included, but that don't want to read manga. You know what I mean?
You know, and I will take a page out of Riley's book right now, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You wanted to talk about let's watch the let's read the manga of Black Clover and then send me stuff about it. I don't give a fuck, man.
I haven't read it though. That's the thing. That's why I sent
Did
that
you just
to
look
you.
at the pictures like I do? with my
Somebody
dyslexic
posted a
ass?
picture somewhere on a group that I'm in on Facebook or something like that, and I was just like, oh man, because you had told me about it previously, and to finally see it just kind of devastated me, and I'm like, oh man, that's so upsetting.
Oh, it's so defeating.
But I won't get into that. Overall, I think that if you haven't watched One Punch Man yet, you're definitely hurting yourself more than benefiting yourself.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an anime lover, definitely check it out. I think we could kind of cap off where we're at for now.
I believe
in
so.
the episode, you know.
I believe we're at the end where we're at right now on the show and with the manga itself.
Yeah. There's definitely more to come in the future. Like I said, they're announcing that the second season is going to be back in 2024. Oh, sorry, third season. We're all excited for that. I think it's going to be great. I hope they put out more than fucking 13 episodes for how long I've been waiting.
We'll see.
Mappa has a tend to leave
I was
audiences.
gonna say something. I'm pretty sure they announced that Mappa's not doing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm pretty sure. So
Fair enough.
We'll see.
Well, that gives us a better timeline then,
Yeah.
They're too busy, man. They got like Chainsaw
Yeah, they got some
Man.
other shit going.
They definitely do. They got a lot of
And that's
heavy
fine. We
hitters
don't-
in their books right now. With that being said, I thank you guys for listening. I'm your humble host, Riley Wallen.
I'm your fearless leader, Tyler Campbell.
And as always, it's your boy Mason.
Be sure to check us out on all of our socials. You can find us basically anywhere under @MinimusFortune, Instagram, Facebook. Listen to us on Spotify. Check us out on Anchor and all of our other podcast platforms, including but not limited to Apple Podcast.
And I will say, I don't know about all of our listeners, but I personally am the type of person that always has YouTube running in the background of my life, whether I'm sleeping or anything or not. If you don't do the podcast type of thing, maybe go on YouTube and check us out because all of our episodes are now up on there.
As of a week, we have just uploaded all of our episodes to
It
YouTube
took
podcast.
me 3 fucking days to get all of our goddamn episodes up. So if you guys can please check it out on YouTube, show your friends, share the link, do whatever you have to do, spread the word. I can't thank you guys enough for joining us on this journey of One Punch Man and Saitama.
And with that, be sure to stay misfortunate.
Always listen to Mom.
And we're fucking out.
See you, Space Cowboys.